What are your thoughts on female characters being played by men? But we're gonna just take it a little bit further and just talk about how men have showed up as women with breasts in the arts. If you're gonna do it, you better go big.
Go big or go home. I feel like I heard people talk against men doing this. Well, men speak especially talking about it.
But you say, oh, his breast match his body.
Yeah.
I was okay. I was like, what match his body? Because he definitely is built like a man.
Yes,
He looking like a man.
Are you the lucky mom? But
those are the ones that didn't make it.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
I feel like at some point I heard some people talking about it like from a racial standpoint too, like, oh, it's like they do it a lot. There's a lot of black men that are playing these roles. Like that goes so deep, but it makes sense and it is a thing. So I guess just because they have it on them, it's just like, oh, like boobs. I could play with these like without consent, I guess. Yeah, whatever. So as we always say, men are creeps, so that's that. And you gotta be real old to know what videotape is.
Let's talk about breasts.
Let's talk about you and me.
Let's talk about all the good things
and all the bad things.
Hello. Does that sound familiar?
That's how Mrs. Doubtfire did it.
And welcome back to another episode of BoobTube. This is episode 59. I am Chantel.
I'm your best friend, Jaleesa.
And we're in for some laughter, I'm sure, with this episode.
Starting with that one.
Yes. Today we are continuing our men's health series, but we're going to just take it a little bit further and just talk about how men have showed up as women with breasts in the arts.
Yes.
But before we get to that, let's take it to the street. What are your thoughts on female characters being played by men?
I believe if they are, you know what I'm saying? If that's how they want to make it to the next level and everything, and it's for entertainment. That's why some of them do it. Now, not all of them can do it and be successful. Not all people can do it.
Yeah, I think we should play our own role. You know what you think?
I believe we should, but the way the world got it and has had it for a while, you got a certain group of people get thrill out of men playing women and dressing up like women and acting a fool as they're women, and they find some kind of success. We can name a few, you know what I'm saying? You got when your boy Ricky Smiley played the lady.
Oh, the church lady.
You got Morton playing Shanae. You got Morton playing the other lady, Big Mama. Who else? Man, so many of them. The Wayne's brother played the white chicks and everything. You know what I'm saying? It's a certain crowd you entertaining for that. Not all comedians want to step outside that arena and do that, which is to each its own what you do to be successful and what's funny and what's not funny.
Okay.
Name a female character played by a man.
Shanae.
And why do you think the breasts are always big when men play female characters?
Because that's what they like to see.
Can you name a female character played by a man without large breasts?
Joanna Man's breast.
No.
You said Joanna Man?
Joanna Man was kind of, he played that role, but he had a big bra on, making it like he's big, but yeah, Joanna Man.
That's a good one. I had forgot about that one. I had forgotten about that one. That's a good one. Yeah.
Right.
Why do you think breasts are always big when men play female characters, like on TV?
Oh, I feel like everything is exaggerated, you know? Big butt, big breasts.
Why do you think that is?
Because that's what they care about, because they're dudes.
True. And they're creeps.
We can name a few, you know what I'm saying? You got when your boy Ricky Smiley played the lady.
Oh, the church lady.
You got Morton playing Shanae. You got Morton playing the other lady, Big Mama. Who else? Man, so many of them. The Wayne's brother played the white chicks and everything. You know what I'm saying? It's a certain crowd you entertain for that. Not all comedians want to step outside that arena and do that, which is to each its own what you do to be successful and what's funny and what's not funny.
Okay. So the men, they definitely helped me remember some that I didn't think of. I feel like I thought about the Wayans brothers and I was like, no, but I was thinking about the Wayans brothers show, and White Chicks had totally like went
Yeah.
over my head. I don't know how.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh yeah.
that
I
one
forgot about that one for a second.
definitely, and of course, Joanna Man.
I had forgotten about
Wait,
Joanna Man.
They were the Wayans. No, who played?
Is his last name Nunez or something?
Okay.
The one who played on Life.
Oh, okay. It's
Yeah.
coming. Okay, got it. Yes. So
Yeah.
yeah, they recalled some.
And who else? Oh, Shanae. That's one.
Martin paid quite a few.
Yeah. And as far as like why they make it so exaggerated, I guess because this is what they like and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's a man's world, allegedly.
If you're gonna do it, you better go big.
Go big or go home. I think. What else was he saying? Like it shouldn't be a man, or they stay in their place or something.
The other guy said, "We should play our own roles."
Yeah.
Do women play men? Can they play
They do sometimes. Even on Martin, Gina played a man one time.
men? Oh yeah.
G, no tech. So
Rare. It's usually the men playing women.
yeah, but they do have some roles
Yeah.
where women are playing the men too. I remember that.
Yeah.
So I would say, do you think it's like a rite of passage as far as actors like they get their wings or something?
It seems to be that way.
Yeah.
It's even one of the men mentioned like some men make it and some
Mhm.
don't. But I mean, if you can play a woman and play her well, I guess it's interesting that you can transform yourself you can get into character so well.
I feel like I've heard people talk about it and they talk against men doing that, and I guess like they feel like it's sending a certain message or something.
I think it depends on who the character is. But honestly, I think kind of all of them are a little bit kind of the same. If you put all the women that the men are playing in the same room, they're probably gonna have this big attitude. Like they come out as grandiose.
Maybe because they made it now.
I guess, but even when you start, cause like Ricky Smiley,
Yeah, that was another one I forgot about.
yeah, he was still, and I think even with Tyler Perry, all of them were already like they were trying to get into, and they used those roles. I think those roles helped them.
I think some of them feel a way about it being like pushing they call it like a gay agenda or something in the media.
Some people say that.
Yeah.
But I recently when I watched Tyler Perry's documentary recently, and I remember hearing some of the comedians, not feeling what he was doing that way. I think it can go different ways. Like I think on one hand I can see how people can say it could be pushing the gay agenda, but they're not acting gay. They're acting as a woman.
Yeah.
So to me that don't stand.
I guess gay is just the umbrella for all the
Yeah.
LGBT.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, and I think particularly certain men are always going to see it that way, no matter what. Like if you putting on a woman's dress, you gay,
Right.
even though you getting paid for it.
Yeah. Because I know they could definitely look at it like that. Like they can say what they want to say, but I made millions off of it. Which laugh all the way to the bank.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
And I don't recall any of them kissing. And I might be wrong.
I remember Shanae with Kid.
Oh yeah.
Kid and
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they kissed.
No.
but that was like her date or whatever.
But when you think about the men behind those roles, like I don't see them doing
And
that.
some movies coming to mind where like a man was playing a woman and someone tried to kiss, but they like hit him or something. It might have been Big Mama.
I think it was.
Like, and now that I think about it, as we talk, I realize that more people, because even Ricky Smiley, I had forgotten about, and then there's I thought way back to Grandma Ma. You remember?
No.
He was a basketball player, but he was like, I think he played for the Hornets.
A movie?
No, a real basketball player for the NBA.
Like, but on the side, he would dress up.
It was part of a character of some sort, but it was Grandma Ma or something. I forgot.
I don't remember that one.
We gotta look it up. It's old. We old, but it's old.
I'm not that old. Like in the 80s, early 90s?
It was in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
It was definitely in the 90s.
Okay.
But, and then I started to think, like, I feel like I heard people talk against men doing this. Well, men speak especially talking about it. But then I feel like at some point I heard some people talking about it, like, from a racial standpoint, too. Like, oh, it's like they do it a lot. There's a lot of black men that are playing these roles. And at first it may seem like that, because I was like, I guess it is more black men that do. But then as I was researching some more, it seemed kind of equal. So I was like, maybe it's not really racial.
But you know how sometimes people pick up on those things that
Yeah.
they just see it all the time and it's not them. Like, it's not really, that's their reality.
Mm-hmm. So let's get into some popular. We already talked about Martin with Shanae, Big Mama. His
mama, oh yeah.
It's not my mama bird. Not my mama bird.
Or biscuit, no mama biscuit.
I know that my mama biscuit. Well,
Jamie Foxx, Wanda, and Living Color. I remember them lips.
Tyler Perry with Madea for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think he played any other one.
I don't think so. I can't think of any. Eddie Murphy, The Clumps, Respucia.
I feel like there might be another Eddie Murphy one, but it's not coming to me. But yeah, for sure those two.
Yeah, but he did a lot with The Clumps too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was so many different characters.
Yeah.
Robin Williams with Mrs. Doubtfire for sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bad Bunny and Pedro Pascal, SNL.
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had an episode where they were like the grandma and the mom or something, and their son brought home a girl and they were talking against it or something. But they were being real extra.
Okay.
And they did have exaggerated body parts.
Okay.
Tu Wong Fu.
Yeah.
With Eddie Murphy, John Leguizamo, and Patrick Swayze. I think that was a time where they had reasonable sized breasts. Well, let me not say reasonable. They weren't exaggerated.
Yeah.
Size breasts.
And that was like that's older too. So I'm thinking about as the years are more recent, women that are played definitely have larger breasts.
Oh, you know what? Now I think about Joanna Man. Now I'm remembering that same dude that played Joanna Man in life. He did play a woman. Remember when they went to Ray's Boo Boom Room and he was like,
"Oh yes. Yeah, wow." And I wonder if they get cast into those roles. You know, I mean, he's played some other stuff too. So yeah, yeah. Ving Rhames, Holiday Heart.
That was a good one. But I think he has matched his body since he's a big man. You ever see Holiday Heart?
I did, yeah. But you say, oh, his breast matched his body.
Yeah.
I was okay. I was like, what matched his body? Because he definitely is built like a man.
Yeah,
He looking like a man.
I said that to somebody recently. It might have been somebody. I saw it. Like, you looking like a man. I think it was Olympian.
Oh.
I was like, looking like a man. Sorry. So we had Keenan Kill and Good Burger.
I don't remember what character was the woman in Good Burger.
Keenan and Kill, they snuck into Mondo Burger and they were dressed as women. And that's when Keenan was like, what water. And then Kel, whenever they had to get undressed, Kel had on lingerie, and he was like, "What?" Like he felt like he had to get a full
Yes.
character.
Yeah,
so he
okay.
dressed in lingerie.
I'm gonna go back and watch that one. I don't remember that. I'm about to go. It's been, girl. That was, I just watched the new one, but that's been years. That
Well,
one.
we say what was not Curtis got jail. I'm a dude.
I remember that. Yeah.
What a what? I'll never forget that. Yeah.
Arsenio Hall, Coming to America.
You remember it? Are you the lucky man?
That's still a classic.
I know.
Yeah.
So we had Jaleel White. He played Myrtle Urkel.
I felt like he played someone else too.
I think his aunt. It might have been that Aunt Una from Altoona.
No, that was a singer. She ended up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe it was just Myrtle.
And I mean Stefan, I guess. I mean he played multiple roles,
Yeah.
but I think that was only female.
Yeah.
Or not. Okay. This one I had to look up his name, but so this is where I started to find like some other, well maybe I don't know, some other that were not black actors.
Okay.
See, like is it only black actors that do it? But no. So there was Ryan Gage. He's in The Hobbit, and he played Alfred Lickspittle. But he was the one. He was from what's the river, Lake Town, and he had dressed up as a woman to try to get away from having to do any of the manly duties in battle and all that. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna know this next one. Heath Ledger, The Dark Knight.
He played Joker.
I know, but
He dressed up as a nurse, and then he blew up the hospital.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
Really? You remember him walking in that nurse outfit and then...
I don't know if I've watched the movie. I don't.
The Dark Knight, really?
It does not come to mind.
That was a good one.
Okay.
Will Smith and Wild Wild West. I was thinking, I feel like Will Smith dressed up as a lady, but I couldn't think of who.
I don't remember.
In Wild Wild West, he had to dress up as that lady where he had to dance. And then that's when the other dude, he mixed him up with someone else. So when he had did a drum on her breast, but it was actually a woman and not.
Oh, okay.
It was. I remember that, and he had to. He was kind of like a little belly dancer.
Okay.
If you saw it, you might remember it.
That was one of the movies. Sometimes you just watch it once. And I was a child.
I ain't watched it in many years.
Okay.
But I did like it. I'm pretty sure I watched it a few times back then.
Okay. All right. Tom Hanks, Bosom Buddies. I have not seen that.
I didn't either, but I looked it up and it seemed, I was like, well, he's a popular actor.
Yeah.
And it did happen. So I was just trying to see who else was out there being a woman with breasts.
Yep.
Michael J. Fox, he played Marlene in Back to the Future.
I remember that.
And that was one I forgot. Because I've watched Back to the Future for sure, but
I forgot about it, but now that
we're
recalling it.
And then honestly, it came on TV last week or something, but I didn't watch it all. So that's that.
James McAvoy, Patricia. I don't know this one.
Now I had to look at his name. Remember the movie Glass with Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis, and then this guy James, he plays the guy who is the Beast, but he also has schizophrenia or something, so he has different personalities. And then he was kidnapping girls, but his name, because I remember laughing when he first came in. He's like, "I'm Patricia." So I was like, "What?" And then he played Patricia as one of his personalities, but he's also a beast that crawls on the walls.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm tripping. There's John Travolta. He played Edna Turnblad in Hairspray.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch Hairspray like that, but
I probably see clips of it. I don't recall the character, but I remember watching Hairspray.
I feel like I've seen clips or something.
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger Arnold Schwarzenegger and Junior. What was Junior about?
With him and Danny DeVito. Did it have something to do with the baby too?
I want to say so.
I might be thinking about another one with him and the baby or something. I forgot. It's so old. It's very old.
Okay.
And I don't even know who he was pretending to be, but he was dressed as a woman at some point. So between them and those are just some popular ones. There's still some other ones. And when I looked up some, I didn't mention them because I was like, I've never heard this movie in my life. But
those are the ones that didn't make it.
yeah, those that make the cut. Y'all might think of those and feel free to mention them, but they didn't quite make the cut. But I was just saying to, I looked up more to see about like, could the whole race thing hold any weight? And it really doesn't seem like it can because honestly, the movies that were not mentioned, those were black men. So I'm like, oh, this seems pretty easy actually. So I just know I feel like I heard that at some point in life. And it's like,
but I also feel like black men have this, they're more homophobic too.
Yeah. Which makes sense. And then, I mean, that goes so deep. Though.
Yeah.
Like, that goes so deep, but it makes sense and it is a thing.
So when you do see it, it's going to stand out. Like if that's what you're frustrated with, it's going to stand out more.
You dress like a woman. Mm-hmm. Some of it is not that deep. Some of it is that deep.
Yeah.
It's
a whole nother topic.
Yeah, that's where it steers away from the breast and goes into history.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a whole other thing. So, but that's a good. Oh, and then yeah, White Chicks. Was there anyone else in White Chicks that played a girl? I mean, yeah, woman.
I just remember them too.
Anyone else that comes to mind now that we've gone through some people? I'm sure more will come up, just kind of like when we did the music one, and then it's like, oh yeah, this song is just breast.
Song is just breast. We're gonna start seeing it. I do know this back to Martin. I know Cole's girlfriend had to be played by a man.
Big Sherm.
Yeah.
But remember, they never even showed her face.
They didn't show the face, but there was this one. Yeah.
That big old body. Anyone else? Shanae for sure. But I feel like they usually go for the big breast first, and then the butt comes later. But big breast for sure.
And it don't be proportion. It just looks terrible.
And stuff.
Yes.
And then now I'm thinking about it, I remember when I was studying abroad, and I don't know, for whatever reason they asked, like, what would you do if you were the opposite sex? And then like all the men were basically just saying like they would do sexual things to themselves, like if they were in a woman's body. I was like, oh my gosh,
that's what they're doing. Two of the women now.
Right.
Why would?
So I guess just because they have it on them, it's just like, oh, like boobs. I could play with these, like without consent. I guess. Like I just need to consent with myself. And
hey, have your way.
Yeah, whatever. So, as we always say, men are creeps. So that's that.
Get you some balloons.
Yeah, he is. I don't know what else they would want to do with that.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me though.
Mm-hmm. So, we've gone through a list of men who dress up as women and their boobs and the whys, maybe the responses to it and all that. So, we hope that you enjoyed that. It was a fun little ride through memory lane for sure.
Yeah,
because these are a lot of old movies.
They are.
Yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed that. If you come up with some other ones, feel free to share them with us. And be sure that you tune into our next episode. We're gonna talk about some tape, but not videotape. And you gotta be real old to know what videotape is. I took it back.
Way back.
This is a little retro episode right here. So be prepared to see that as we close out our year. We're already at the end of the year. Be sure to follow us on the socials and visit us at bootsypodcast.net. You can find merch there and more. And let us know your thoughts. You can also join us on Patreon for as little as $1 a day. No, I'm playing, not $1 a day. So, yes, we look forward to seeing you again. Until next time. Adios.
Adios.